ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ SJR ಗ್ರೂಪಿನ CFO ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ CA ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಅವರು ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದಿಂದ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಧಾರದ ಆಮಂತ್ರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೊಟ್ಟು ಆಗಮಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃದಯ ತುಂಬಿದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಂದರೇಶನ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಜೆ ಸುಂದರೇಶ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹಿತ ಅವರು ಗುರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಗುರು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಗುರು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೆಸರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಗುರು ಆದಂತಹ ಸುಂದರೇಶನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಿತ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದಂತಹ ತಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಯುವ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿತ ಲೆಕ್ಕಿಗರಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಗದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೃದಯ ತುಂಬಿದ ಆಧಾರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಯುವ ಸಮಾವೇಶ ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳುವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಿಮಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆಯೇನೋ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮೂಡಿದೆಯೇನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಲೆಟರ್ನ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುಶಃ 10-12 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು 45ರಿಂದ 65-70 ವರ್ಷದ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಲಿತುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ CA ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೇರಿದವರು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರು 10 ವರ್ಷ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಿನ ಬೆಳಗಾದ್ರೆ 2 ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೊಸ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ಗಳು, ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಈ ಯುವಕರನ್ನು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯುವಕರ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅದು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರವಣ್ ಪುರ್ತೂರ್ ಅವರು, ಬಹುಶಃ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ 55 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಬರೀ 29 ವರ್ಷದ ಯುವಕ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದಿವ್ಯಾ ಅವರು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಯುವಕರು ಪಾಸ್ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ CA ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸೋ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿನೋ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ತಿರುಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ತಾಯಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇವತ್ತು ನೋಡಿ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ದಾರೆ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಗುರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧಿಸಬಹುದು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ದಾರಿ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ಬಂದು ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಇರೋದು ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವುದನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿತ ಮರೆಯಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Vice Chairman, for addressing the gathering and giving your opinion for all of us. Just to brief the overview of today's program, We are having first session on the topic Recent Amendments in Companies Act 2017, and we have with the CS J. Sundaresan to present on the topic. Second session we are having on latest updates in income tax, and we have CAS Vishnumurthy to give us a presentation. Post lunch, third session we are having on topic Auditing, Compliance and Controls in an Automated World, how analytics is a big differentiator. For handling this session, we have CA Narsimhan Elangovan with us. And last session, we are having discussion on how to be a successful chartered accountant, which is very important one. And we have CA Nanu R. Malya with us to present on the topic. And I take this opportunity, and I feel it's my proud privilege to introduce today's chief guest, CA Madhusudan, before all of you. He qualified chartered accountancy course in the year 1998, completed his articleship under firm Ramaraj and Company, Bangalore. He has total of more than 22 years of wide experience in the industry. Presently, he is working as Group CFO of SJR Prime Corporation Private Limited. He was, to start with, his career has started with a big success. He was also CFO of Prestige Group of Companies. He was the CEO and President of Samruddhi Realty Limited. He was CIO and Member Investment Committee of Azure Capital P Fund. He was also CFO of Phoenix Group. With reference to his other specialized areas, which are like corporate finance, handling treasury, group transaction, taxation, structuring of complex transactions, restructuring of the organization, setting up of the process, and he is also having great experience in structuring the JVs partnerships and overseas strategic partners, restructuring the complex groups, cross-functional expertise, and he is also specialized in investor relations, and he is also a spokesperson with reference to finance and operations. With this very brief introduction, I welcome you for today's seminar. Before we hear from our chief guest, as the light is symbol of brightness and prosperity, I request dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward and lighten this auspicious. Now it's time for all of us to listen to our beloved chief guest of the day. I request CA Madhusudan sir to kindly come forward and address all of us.
Very good morning, everybody. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. First, I would like to remember my Guru, my boss, and when I was doing my articleship, he was my first Guru. I would say that. Mr. Venkateshwar Rao. I would like to Sirasakshtan Pramana. I was first when I was called by Divya, I was really surprised and I asked why me, for what? Then she said, no, we have to address young members and things. And I was just wondering, then am I old? I don't think so. Yeah, as she was only saying that, I think young means up to 6 feet is young. So I think we're all young people. Then I was wondering, then what should I speak? Then she was telling you, I think you just share your experience and what's your journey, all that. And I thought, okay, let me just, and for your information, I have not come prepared for any speech or something, and I don't want you to keep waiting for, the luminaries here who are going to, sir, and are going to give you a wide knowledge about what are the current issues happening. And I just want to just give you very brief thoughts, I would say that. First I would like to give an analogy between cricket and CA. Why cricket? Because cricket is the one sport which most of our Indians are connected, and we connect very fast, because even when we are traveling somewhere, if test match is going on, if something is there, you can, without even asking who is that person, you ask him what's the score. So how quickly you connect people with cricket. So I'd like to just give an analogy. So I just want you to just understand now, Indian team. Now to get into Indian team, what a person has to do. Basically first he has to undergo under 19, under 13, under 14, under 16, under 19, then Ranji, then maybe South Zone, West Zone, then probably IPL or something, then he gets into it. Then after getting into it, then he will get into the Indian team. Now, what's the analogy? What is that you are drawing from that? Now, you have to clear your CPT and you have to clear your IPCC, your articleship. You have done everything and you have got into it. Now, in cricket, who are the best batsmen? Probably you can remember maybe 5-6 names and good names, like maybe Sunil Gavaskar or Sachin Tendulkar or Ricky Ponting or any of these best batsmen. What is the big commonality between all these people? Commonality is all of them in their test average, they are 50 plus. That's where it is. You're all 50%, 50 plus. Only when you score 50 plus, you'll be passed. So you know that you're already in the elite, you're already in the Indian team, you're already there. So only, why I'm bringing that analogy is that you do how best batsman is recognized is because it is average, test average normally. So when you are already there, you are already the best. You're already the best. But will it end there? I don't think so. Just by being in the Indian team doesn't make you a great. Doesn't make you. Maybe you can Google and afterwards you can see how many players whom you remember who have played test matches for India. I don't think that you may be max to max 15-20 names. More than that, I don't think that you never have heard also. So what is that traits which will make you, which make people remember and which will take you to the top? So those are the traits, like example, I just want to tell you that maybe Virat Kohli or maybe Sachin Tendulkar. What you can, of course, through something like what I can tell you that my experience with some of the cricketers, I can tell you that they do minimum of around 8 to 6 hours, or 6 to 8, 6 to 10 hours of rigorous practice, rigorous work, hard work. I think that is what makes them, match ready. It's not that you go and stand and then essentially it doesn't happen. You have to put in that effort. You have to put in that rigorous effort. Now, once you go there to the pitch, center of the pitch, it can be Waka or it can be Johannesburg or it can be Lords, anywhere. What is the big trait of a best batsman? Decision making. When you stand, when a fast bowler comes and bowls at say 140, 150 kilometers per hour, the person, the batsman, the best batsman will be able to judge and will be able to see and will be able to take a decision in a split second and hit the ball either to a 4 or just leave it. That's the trick. Always the decision making. The decision making, the power of the decision making. See, the corporate world normally gives you enormous opportunity for you to grow, and it gives example, like as I was telling you, you're already in the Indian team, you're already in the elite, but how you make yourself be remembered by everybody or recognized by everybody these are the threats, like your continuous efforts, continuous approach, continuous improvement of your skill sets, continuous thinking. And why I am saying thinking is people probably after maybe Google or after mobiles, I think it looks like people have stopped thinking. Nowadays people, they don't just use their brain, they don't need to use their brain. Now you just use Google. Google has become a second brain. I think instead of that, the good old habits of reading, I think that is still regarded to the best way of capturing, because what happens is when you start reading on the screen, your eyes will get trained, and then after some time you will not be able to absorb what is there in that. But with a paper, always, whenever you want to remember something, please look at the paper rather than on the screen. The screen will never give you that kind of memory which a book can give. So why I'm just digressing on that is that these are the things which are like fundamentals of any successful person, fundamentals of anybody. Like, the moment you start your career, I'm not only talking about industry, I'm talking about even practice also. People, the decision making is the first thing which anybody has to get hold of. How decision making, how you'll be able to take a decision. See, decision comes from your information and your understanding of the problem and the analysis of information and your understanding is your decision. So that decision, if you are able to take a proper decision, you can be a successful one. And sometimes in corporates, it's a saying that you should take a decision. Whether it's wrong, right, doesn't matter. A non-decision is horrible. A non-decision cannot be tolerated. Even if you take a decision which is wrong, doesn't matter. You can move forward. So these are some of the, maybe the very fundamental of a person who wants to be successful in, I don't say corporate world, in careers. Now, what else will make people successful? What else, people take you to other levels? If you have to analyze your careers or anybody's careers for that matter, if you look at that, you will have first layer, which is your immediate goals, your short-term goals, medium-term goals, and your long-term goals. How to build this? Your long-term goal, how to build the long-term goal, how to reach that. Reaching the long-term goal is always everybody's aspiration. Then the moment you start working in the organization, where is the top? How do I reach there? Because nobody will just come directly, fly, and then go and sit there in the top. It's not possible. You have to build. You have to build brick by brick. You have to build. Now, how do you build that? Now, if you see in your short-term or immediate objectives, when you join, you take yourself. I'm just telling from your angle. When I start my career, I'm just telling you on behalf of you. When I start my career, how I look at it. First is like in your income tax or corporate laws, the definition. You should first look at the definition, understand the definition. Then you look at section. Then you look at the act. Then you look at number of acts. So that is how you build your, maybe a brick by brick approach. Like unless you have an understanding of the definition, you will never be able to understand the act. So that's where the link is. So you understand the act first. That's your immediate first goal. When you enter a corporate, when you enter your career, You start with understanding the basics, fundamentals first. You work very hard. You have to slog. Unless you slog, it's not possible. And I want to tell you something which my experience in it's for your own good. I'm just trying to tell you that the kind of the commitment levels from people, specifically as I was telling you, we are not talking about any other profession or any other graduates. We're talking about a CA profession where you have put in that kind of a hard work, and only after that you have reached and you have taken that coveted tag of a CA. When you are having a tag of a CA, I think you should stand by it. That means you should stand to the standard of the CA. That means the kind of commitment, the kind of work ethics, the kind of professionalism, the kind of understanding has to be absolutely impeccable. Then only you can build your career, your brick by brick approach of reaching your long-term goals. Now, once you do that, your understanding of first your initial starting of any career is with your basics. Then you grow to a manager or a senior manager level. There you don't need to move to that minutest level, but a little bit of a overall perspective of a business or overall perspective of the function what you are handling, you should be able to grasp it because you understood what is the basics already. Now, post that, again there also it doesn't end there. You should be able to analyze, you should be able to manage the teams, you should be able to create that kind of harmonious relation within the group, and you should be able to inspire the team. And these are the things which will take you to the next level. You grow to maybe a much bigger level, maybe a VP or any other level, where what you can do is you have to have a summary view. You have to have a summary view. The summary view is that when you are looking at some numbers or when you are looking at some statement or anything, you should be able to grasp it and you should be able to gauge where is the starting point and is there any red flags. The moment you see some numbers, I'm just giving an example of debit balances in sundry creditors or credit balances in sundry creditors, it should raise a alarm bell. And then when you are looking at balance sheet, why debt equity, there is a mismatch, I think there is something wrong in this. Now these are the things which unless you have the basic understanding of fundamentals, you'll not be able to do it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that fundamentals are the fundamentals. It should be there in your DNA. You should be able to build only when you are fundamentally very strong. So fundamentally, of course, you are being a CA, you have fundamental knowledge, but the only thing is that the mastery of the basics, then build brick by brick, then get into that level of whatever level, maybe you can say whatever designation, whatever title you can give it. Now, after reaching there, is it the end? I don't think so. That's not the end, because there you have to have the skill sets to, again the basic skill sets is the communication. How you communicate with your peer group, how you communicate with your team, how you manage your team, how you communicate with your board, how you communicate with your investors, because who are everywhere the stakeholders, your one word, one wrong word may put you in deep trouble. That kind of things. You should be very careful in using the words. So communication is one which is extremely critical, and you can take it as a fundamental for anybody to succeed in, whatever. I'm not saying only the English language communication, I'm saying what you can communicate to other person. And that's what is very critical. Now, how you can be a successful business leader? See, you can, in being a CA, you have an option of, or I would just like to step one step before and say that unlike many other professions, I would say that, I don't know, name or something, we have been gifted. CAs are gifted. CAs or for the matter even CAs or CWs are gifted because you can at any given point of time you can have a summary view or you can have a granularity detail. you can get into it. No other profession can do that. Only a CA or a CS or a CPA can do that. Because of your training, because of your rigorous way of approach, you will be able to do that. That you should be able to. You're already doing it. Only thing is that you should be able to understand that and then implement at every stage of your life. I think then probably you'll be able to be highly successful. So this is one thing. Then the other one is that you can't be. There are two ways of looking at your careers. Either you can be a specialist or you can be a generalist. Now, how you can be a specialist and generalist? What is that specialist? What is generalist? Yeah, initially, unless you are a specialist, you can't be a generalist. That's my view. I don't know, some people may agree or may not agree for that. Unless you are a specialist in something initially, then you can just get into it, and then you can be, it's easy for you to become a generalist because you can have a bird's eye view of how the business runs, and then you can be a highly successful generalist. Now, what to yeah, you can always become a specialist. You can continue to be a specialist for maybe till your end of your career. But to be a highly successful business leader, probably you should be a generalist. Because how you can be a generalist? A generalist is that you can't confine yourself. Because normally what happens when you are a finance person or when you are a CFO or maybe you are I don't say CFO, when you are heading the finance of something, you'll normally be confined to one room, one particular cabin in the office, and then the noise will be coming because you throw the papers and then you'll be splitting your hair. But you can't confine yourself to only numbers. The moment you start confining yourself only to the numbers, then you can't be a generalist. You can only be a specialist, you cannot be a generalist. Because unless you are a generalist, you can't raise in the corporate ladder. I'm not saying corporate ladder, I'm saying even in practice also, there are many higher level things in management consulting, all that you can't be doing it unless you are a specialist. So what you should do is you should have an understanding of the business, what is running around you, what is the meaning of the numbers. Meaning, you'll be only looking at numbers because being a finance person, you'll be looking at only the numbers. What is the meaning behind the numbers? How the numbers have been derived? What is the process? You need to understand the processes. You need to understand from where these numbers are coming and how these numbers are derived, and what are the agreements, what are the understandings, and how it is affecting your business. That's giving you. So all this entire thing, you should get into it, and you should just get immersed into it. Then only you will be able to understand this. And only when you start understanding this, then you can start realizing, okay, your business means it's not only the numbers. Your job is not only the numbers, it's beyond that. Now you start realizing, okay, now I need to understand the process. I need to understand how the information flow happening from the origin, because you have to get into that origin. Now you need to understand how that particular function operates. Are there any lacunas? Are there any where you can contribute as a finance person, whether you can contribute something to improve that process? So those are the things which you can do. Example, I'm just saying, you will have procurements, you will have HR, you will have admin, you will have your operations. You have to get into it. You have to understand. You just talk to people. That's where the interpersonal communication comes into picture. You need to speak to them, understand, and how the business runs, how the mindset, why this particular transaction happened, why this is done. So when you start questioning each and everything, then only things starts. So please stop your mobiles or your other things. Start giving work to your brain. I think then it will start working. I think probably once you start looking at this, then the business starts looking much more interesting. Then you will start getting into it. Then you will just start growing in the organization along with that. Unless you have this knowledge about the cross-functional, you will never be. You can never become a business leader. You can become a functional leader, but you cannot become a business leader. So your bent of mind should be towards business. Understand the business, understand the concepts, being a finance person, you have been really, I'm telling you, because I have donned the hats of even a CEO also for a couple of years, and I was in the investment side also. I was in investors relations. I've done all that. What I am trying to tell you is that with my experience, I can tell you that being a finance person, it's extremely easy to understand a transaction, easy to understand a business. Please, because you've been gifted, and please don't fret out that kind of a gift, because if you don't understand that, if you don't get into that depth of it, you'll not. So when I was thrown or when I was given a role of a CEO, it's not that it's something which is alien or something, where you can very comfortably able to take a decision because you know the numbers in your fingertips. You know what is the cost, you know what is the revenues, you know how revenues flow. The business is all about managing the cash flows. Cash flows, that's it. It's only about cash flow, how to improve cash flow, how to cut down your cost. That's it. That's as simple as that. Business is as simple as that. So any business for that matter, I'm not talking about one business, any business is only these two. Cash inflows, cash outflows. So long as you're able to manage these cash inflows, cash outflows, you are highly successful. So that's where it is. So please, you have the gift, you please utilize that, you understand the business, you get into any corporate or any consulting or any practice as such. These are the fundamental, and I think I will not take much time, maybe 1 minute more. Probably I would like to give my few insights into highly successful people whom I have seen from a very close corner. What are the traits of highly successful people? Because these are like absolute basics of a highly successful people. The first one is the punctuality. I think the punctuality is the one which is very critical, either for your board meetings or your group team meetings or for your management meetings, anything for this matter, or your client meetings if you are meeting a client, or maybe if you are meeting a departmental people. Absolutely be punctual. Whether you know that person is coming late, doesn't matter, but you be punctual. That's one. The second one is, the most important one is your eye for detail. The moment you see it, don't give a judgment then and there. Understand, do it. Because your instant reaction may not be right. You should understand, then you give your views. The third one is the etiquettes, the basic etiquettes, like if somebody calls you, you have to return back the call, and you have to either, if you are not able to answer, send a message that you are going to call back, and meticulously call back. I think that's the most critical thing which most of the highly successful people follow. The other one is your replies to your mails. Replies to mails, people judge you with whether you are replied to their mail or not. If you have not replied to your mail, you are in the corporate world, I am saying, or you are treated as not professional. So these basic things are you need to follow, and to-do lists, everyday to-do lists, and then you have jotted down your major things what you have to do. Just keep ticking them and then saying that yes, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. So these are things which are very simple. It may look for you, it may look very silly because I'm coming here and then talking about these, but mind you, these are the traits which will take you to the top. Because without this, I'm telling you, I have never seen any successful person, either a successful businessman or a successful corporate executive or a successful practicing CA. Without these traits, I have never seen anybody without these traits. So these are absolute fundamentals. Now, one more very small thing which I want to share, and then with that I will want to complete. I keep meeting a lot of these practicing CAs, who will be for some or the other things, like maybe for a due diligence or maybe for a takeover of some company or a takeover of some land, any of that. One very, very good thing which I noticed in many of the, in fact, I keep sharing with whoever I meet that you take example of any other profession, either lawyers or any other doctors or any other profession. probably my apologies to you because it's a lawyer. It's basically that the sharing of information. When you meet a CA, you instantly get that comfort. And I have seen that I have never experienced a hostile reaction from a CA. I have never experienced. Though it may be for a takeover, though it may be for acquisition, though it may be we may be discussing on a very heated debate on a cost or maybe a price or something, but I have never experienced that kind of a hostile reaction from a CA, because it comes from the fact that the respect for one more CA. Because the moment you say that yeah, you are a CA, the perception changes, the mindset changes, the reaction changes, and it becomes all the more comfortable to to deal with them. I think that's what I think. And then I was telling him that information sharing, it's so comfortable to share the information with the CA because he knows that yeah, it's done. So there are no ifs and buts attached to it. So it's all the more comfortable. So use your tag very comfortably wherever you go. You tell proudly that you are a CA, and then probably your transaction becomes much more smoother. Thank you so much, and all the very best.
I request Secretary Ravindra Gore sir to kindly present vote of thanks.
Today's chief guest CA Madhusudan K and renowned speakers CA Sundareshan and my colleagues. Today's program is an evening program from the Bangalore branch. It is a one-day seminar for young members. As an young members, we expected a lot of members to be present for the seminars. As an truly said, at least we have come forward this when I started my career with an industry. 3 years actually I worked, but I attended only able to complete 2 hours CP because of that much work pressure from the industry sir. The morning 8 o'clock we are going, coming back at what time I don't know. So 3 years I was experienced. Let's put yourself and a big applause. You have participated in this seminar. And on behalf of members present here and on behalf of the Bangalore branch, a special thanks to the today's chief guest CA Madhusudan K, who shared his experience and how the chartered accountants and can build their career and what is the level of confidence and all we need to keep up. I request the leaders of the dais, I request CA Pudit on behalf of all our members to come forward and present honor our today's chief guest presenting a moment. Thank you, sir. I thank all the young members participating in this today's conference. I would also like to place the today's speakers for the program, CA Sundareshan, CA Vishnumurthy, CA Narasimhan and CA Namawar Malla. Make utilize of this program better, and in upcoming programs I expect a lot CAs has to be participated. Thank you one and all.